Listia and Harold met in church. They shared the same values and fell in love. After dating for 2 years, they felt ready to commit to one another for life. But Harold says when they tried to start a family, Listia started lying.
Did you know she was pregnant?
She's pregnant about every other month, Your Honor.
That's not true.
If she's 2 minutes late on her monthly cycle, she's, oh, I'm pregnant.
Now Harold says Listia would rather spend time in a bar than at home with him.
She said, I'm going to the nightclub. Ladies get in for free. Dudes come, pay money to get in the club so they can pick up on the females.
But Listia says Harold's extreme jealousy is ruining their marriage.
You didn't work because you needed to sit home and babysit her.
Now Harold's sister says she has proof that Listia cheated on Harold.
You can tell me about her having sex with somebody else?
4 other people.
Sit down.
Today, Listia Gideon and Harold Gideon face the judge in divorce court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Mablean Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Listia Gideon versus Harold Gideon. I understand the two of you have filed for divorce, and you want this court to help you decide an issue. What's that, Mr. Gideon?
Your Honor, the reason I'm here today is during the 3 years that Listia and I were married, she incurred $1,400 in medical bills. They want to garnish my wages for it. But through the course of our marriage, she had illicit affairs with several gentlemen.
That is not true, and I don't think...
So the medical bills are results of these illicit affairs?
No, but they want to garnish my wages for it, and I paid...
How can you garnish someone's wages if you wouldn't work throughout the whole entire marriage?
So I'm working now. They want to garnish my wages.
So you started working after we got married?
I paid for enough emotionally during the 3 years we was married. I don't think I should have to pay her medical expenses.
I think you should, because you didn't work and I took care of you throughout the whole entire marriage.
I didn't work because you were out sleeping around. I need to sit home and babysit you to make sure you're not bringing some strange gentleman into my bed.
Oh, come off of it.
I don't believe that for a second.
You didn't work because you needed to sit home and babysit her. To keep her from bringing a strange gentleman into your house. Then who was babysitting you?
Nobody was babysitting me. I wasn't doing nothing wrong.
So tell me something.
Yes,
when you don't work because you're babysitting and she doesn't work because she's letting you babysit, who feeds the two of you?
My mom's helped us out a few times.
Your mother fed you.
His mother.
So your mother was babysitting you.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes,
Now, how much sense did that make?
Not a whole heck of a lot.
So you're trying to keep her from going out with somebody else?
Yes, ma'am.
And not working in the meanwhile?
Yes, ma'am.
Yet you tell me she had illicit affairs, so your babysitting was poor.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she still got out on you, huh?
Yes, ma'am. She'd say she was going to work and go out after
I would go to work, and yes, I did go out afterwards. Why
Wait a
go
minute.
home?
Wait. You babysat her, and you didn't go to work. But she could go to work.
This is here this past May. We both had a job. I was working at a restaurant. She was working at another restaurant. I would come home from work. She would say, hey, I'll be back, you know, at 11:30 or so.
You was never working.
So when I would come home from work, she'd be at work. She'd call me, hey,
he was never
I'll be home
at work.
Wait a minute, I don't
never
understand this. You're telling me that you were babysitting and you didn't work. So how did she go out to work?
That was prior to earlier this year.
Oh, so the babysitting just started in the last 6 months or so?
The last couple months, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, before then, were you working?
I was working at a company loading trucks.
But you had to quit because of her illicit affairs?
Around the time I was working there, she slept with her boss.
That's not true.
You had an affair with your boss?
No, he wasn't my boss. He was a coworker, and I left my husband for him.
Would you please get it straight? It wasn't a boss.
My fault. I apologize.
Makes a big difference, you know.
Huge.
He was
not
a coworker.
Really, Mrs. Gideon. I'm trying, you know, it's not funny. Coworker, boss. What's the difference?
I had found out that my husband was having his old girlfriend come into my house, and then I had left him, and he literally stalked me. He would go wherever I was and say he needed someone to watch over him because he was ill, which was a lame excuse.
So tell me, while he's babysitting you, you managed to escape.
Exactly.
And you go find a coworker and have an affair with him.
Yes.
But you had left him?
Yes.
Just didn't bother to tell him you had left.
Oh, I told him I was leaving, but he begged me to stay.
It was a Tuesday night. She said, I'm going to the nightclub. I said, why? It's Tuesday night. It's ladies' night. I'm not stupid. I know what ladies' night's all about.
What's it all about? Tell me.
Ladies get in for free at the club. Dudes come, pay money to get in the club so they can pick up on the females.
He went there one night trying to watch me and started a fight with someone else and got escorted out.
Okay, when did this
So
happen?
you're really jealous of her, huh?
Jealous? No.
Well, what do you call it if you decided that you can't go to work and you had to stay at home and watch her if it's not jealousy?
I'm not jealous of her.
What are
I just make sure for myself I don't catch anything.
You were trying to protect yourself
She was
from
having
disease.
unprotected sex, yes, ma'am.
No.
Well, didn't anybody tell you that?
This is my sister Dina Stingley. She can
Your sister
vouch.
can tell me that she was having unprotected sex?
Yes, ma'am.
Why, was she in the room with her?
Yeah.
No.
She's trifling. She just lay on the floor, let the dude hop.
Excuse me, you come forward if you can tell me that. What's your name?
Dina
Dina what?
Stingley.
Stingley. You can tell me about her having sex with somebody else unprotected?
4 other people.
How can you tell me that? Were you in the room?
Yes.
So what were you doing?
She'd say, we're going out, we get a
You were
hotel
watching?
room, call other people to show up.
Exactly.
Go in the bathroom,
go
outside,
not
watch
just
TV.
I.
Wait a minute. Explain that to me again.
I would watch TV, leave the room, go in the bathroom,
Go in the bathroom with another
listen
guy.
to her holler.
Wait a minute. Start over. How did you get to where she is?
We
They
worked
used to
together.
work
Stop.
together.
Now you're talking for her.
We used to be really good friends. We used to work together.
Okay.
We'd leave work to go out,
And then what?
go to a
We'd go
motel
out.
room, party a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Gentlemen would show up.
And then what?
They would engage in sexual activities.
How do you know it was unprotected? Were you standing there in the middle watching to see if anybody was putting
Oh,
on
she
anything?
she told me
Oh,
that she
I
had
don't
sex
hardly
without using
think so.
condoms. That's when I got mad and
So
told
you're
him.
his sister.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going out with his wife
Yes.
to a motel.
Not always. It was a nightclub.
Well, whatever.
We
and men
never went to a
Stop,
nightclub.
Mrs. Gideon.
You took a man home with you from a nightclub.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you really
I don't think
did.
so.
Well, wait a minute. The pot can't talk about the kettle. Sounds like you were right there with her. So what you trying to do, point fingers at her?
No, I laid on the couch while she in the bedroom was hollering.
And you were Miss Innocent doing nothing. No man came to deal with you. You just like to go hear her and watch her so you can come back and tell your brother. Is that
No,
what that was all about?
I never told him till the very end.
So what
When
made
she
you tell
started
him
an
then?
affair with a man across the street and was sleeping in his bed with
What
him.
made you tell your brother then?
When she told me she wasn't using condoms, I didn't want him to die of AIDS. I don't care if she does.
Oh, but you wanted him to die any other time.
Oh.
No, you for 3 years told him constantly you hate him, you wish he
Yeah,
was
and I
dead,
tried
you wish he
leaving
would
him.
die.
I know. I actually
You
wish the
never
whole
tried
family would
leaving
die.
me.
So you finally
never
decided
once
to
did you
tell
try
your
leaving
brother
me.
that she
Oh,
was
really?
having sex.
I did not want to get involved because I did not want this mess.
Oh, you were involved from the beginning. Sit down. You didn't want to get involved. Yeah, right. Went out with her to parties and motels because you didn't want to get
She took me,
involved.
it was her car.
She would borrow my I was the manager at a pizza place, and she would borrow the delivery car to
Spare
go
me.
out.
She borrowed the car to go
Delivery
out.
car
Both
to
of
go
you
out.
were in
Both
this
of us.
thing together,
Yes.
and apparently you must have gotten mad at each other. She went and told her brother.
Something like that.
Don't you say another word. Do you hear me? Did you know she was pregnant?
She's pregnant about every other month, Your Honor.
That's not true.
If she's 2 minutes late on her monthly cycle, she's, oh, I'm pregnant.
And the judge issues a warning.
Stop telling me who is going to pay. If you had the power to decide that, you wouldn't be standing before me.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Listia Gideon, who says being married to her husband Harold was like being in prison.
How did these bills get run up?
I was in the hospital quite a bit, and he's making it sound to be like I was there for every little pain, which was not true at all. Yes, I was there several times, and if I was there every single time, I think the medical bills would be a lot higher than actually
What
what
did you
they
go to
are.
the hospital, or how did you incur these medical bills for what problems? Anything related to sexual venereal disease?
No,
Chlamydia.
no, no.
Nothing related to that?
Chlamydia.
No.
Let me see.
Chlamydia.
He's raising a piece of paper.
They're underlined.
I've never seen him.
Well, the medical bills are in your name.
Yes, but I moved out of state when he got the bills, and he
Well,
never
let's look
sent
at
them
what
to
the
me.
bills say.
Picked up the bills on Friday, Your Honor.
Chlamydia, one of them. A pregnancy test. Did you know she was taking a pregnancy test? Did you know she was pregnant?
She's pregnant about every other month, Your Honor.
That's not true.
If she's 2 minutes late on her monthly cycle, she's, oh, I'm pregnant.
Oh, so she thinks that she's pregnant?
Yeah.
No.
Did they ever explain to you what your medical condition was?
Yes, they told me I need to get surgery.
No.
I'm sorry, but you weren't there every single time.
My sister has had the problem that she claims that she's got. Not
And does she know my insides?
Wait a minute,
I
now
don't
let me
think
hear
so.
this. Your sister has a problem she
what's it
claims that
called?
she has.
Endometriosis. My sister has had it. She had it taken care of, has 2 beautiful twins.
And it costs money to get it done, and I couldn't get the money.
She all of a sudden, you know, she's not getting pregnant. Oh, man, I must have it. So she'll go to the doctor.
No,
I think
that's
I have
not
it.
true.
I think I have it. Check me out. Do what you got to do.
So how do you know the doctor
out
has
the
never
stirrups.
diagnosed her with endometriosis?
Because I've been there. Every single
No, he
one
hasn't.
of them
Then
bills
how come
right
we
there
were
on your desk.
separated
I've
and
been
you
there.
weren't with me?
You were at the doctor's with her every time she
single
went.
time, them bills laying in front of you, I've been there.
These were several days.
She was
When
only.
she went to the hospital in October of '97, you were there.
I was there.
What did the doctor say was wrong with her?
He don't remember.
He don't know. The
Well,
doctor-
they did a lot of
all
work and they
her tests
prescribed a lot of
There
they all
must
medication.
be
came
some
back
reason they're doing
inconclusive.
tests on me.
They all came back inconclusive.
Well, that happens a lot. You know what? If you open your mouth again, no, you've already opened it once too many times. Get out of my courtroom right now. Gonna walk in court and disrespect me. So you're saying to me just because she went to the doctor all of this time, this is only three times really? She was being treated in, well, no, in January of '97, the treatment started. February, October,
July 4th of this year.
December of '98,
July 4th
and
of
July
this year.
of this year. So that's not a lot of times going to the doctor when you're trying to figure out what a
And
problem
hospitals
is.
aren't that cheap, you know.
Have you ever had endometriosis?
No, ma'am.
Do you know what the pain is?
No, ma'am, but I have hypertension, and I do know
So do
what
you
that-
know whether she's in pain or not when she goes to the doctor? You're not there. What kind of degree you have in medicine?
I don't.
What's the chlamydia treatment? Was that after an affair with somebody else?
That was
don't
when,
know.
before we got married, and I didn't know I had it. It wasn't with him. It was before
We
I
got married in '96,
This is
and
not
those
before
are.
you got married. This is July of '99.
July of '99.
That's what it says. July 4, 1999. Chlamydia.
Well, I never got that result.
Well, this other one is January 25, 1997. Is that the one that was before you got
Yes.
married? And you didn't discover it until after you got married?
Yes.
So you went into the marriage with some venereal disease?
And I
No.
did not know it.
She had it before we got married. Okay, long before we even decided to get married.
You
We
knew
were
that?
together a month before we got married, so
Hold
that's
on.
not long
Let's-
before.
Let's follow this. You knew that? Long
She
before?
had it. She had it. She said she got it taken care of. It got taken away. That was fine. But
Did you find out how one contrasts chlamydia?
no.
Who's to say
it's
I
a
didn't get it from
STD.
you? Find out?
No, it's an
Who's
STD.
to
as
say
far
I
as
didn't
know.
get it from him?
No, but he said
Because
you
you
had it
didn't, 'cause I
long
ain't
before
talking like
marriage.
you.
Mr. Gideon, listen to yourself. She had it long before marriage.
Right.
And you knew it.
Right.
You didn't find out what the disease was, how it's contracted, and whether it would be spread to you if you were to be sexually intimate with her.
I know it can be spread through sex. I know it's a sexually transmitted disease. And she said she got it taken care of. So okay, I believe you.
So you married her.
So I married her.
So then when she got chlamydia again, you weren't surprised about it.
No.
Happened before. And you married her.
Right.
So why do you think now that you're married to her, she gets it, you're not supposed to pay the bill?
Because it's a fraud. It's a phony. She's full of it. She cheated on me, and I'm not paying for him. I mean, she just.
He's not paying for them.
They never learn.
They never learn. You make those decisions before you come to me. What you're not going to do.
I decided I was not going to. Yes, that's why we're here.
What you have to say, Ms. Gideon?
About the hospital bills?
Yes.
I think he should be responsible for at least half of it because, for the mere fact, I took care of him all this time. What's wrong with him paying for half of my bills? I've paid so many bills in the past when I was with him. I don't think that it's fair that I should be stuck with them all. When if he thought it was a fraud for me to go to the hospital, he shouldn't have took me.
I've got a power bill here.
What's that?
It's an electric bill.
Let me see that.
$432.74.
Whose name is it in?
For what?
For a house that we lived in together around the time she was cheating on me, and she's going to pay for half of that.
You know, stop telling me who is going to pay. If you had the power to decide that, you wouldn't be standing before me.
You're right.
That didn't ever dawn on you?
Yes, ma'am.
So you want the utility bill paid?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not going to pay this either?
No, it's in my name. I'll pay for half, but she lived there too. I
Who
would
paid the
appreciate
rent?
it if you would ask her to pay half.
He got the message. It's nice to know that he finally figured it out. Thank you. I'm going to take a break.
Court will be at recess.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict. And an update on the case of Candy Harris versus Daryl Hargrove.
On our wedding day, when the judge asked if he would take me to heaven whole to be his lawful wedded wife, he said, I guess.
He said, I guess?
He said, I guess.
Divorce court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce court is back and the verdict is in. In the case of Harold Gideon, who says his wife Listia cheated on him while Harold's sister was in the room.
Back in the matter of Listia Gideon versus Harold Gideon, and you said something about your wages were being garnished. Do you have a court order for
No,
that?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
So what do you mean when you say your wages are being garnished?
They called me and said, if you don't pay it,
Just creditors and credit card collection companies threatening to garnish. But you haven't received a piece of paper from the court saying that your wages are being garnished. No. All right, that's just a threat. So you're going to be able to take care of it before the threat has to be carried out. This is the order of the court. The medical bills were incurred during the marriage. Whether you think that they were necessary or not, that is not for us to decide. I haven't been able to establish that they weren't necessary. If they were fraudulent, if there is no illness, you're not the doctor. The medical statements don't say that. Medical services were rendered to your wife during the marriage. Since it was incurred during the marriage, and part of the vows, whether you took it or not, says you're supposed to take care of them, and it's better or worse, and in sickness or in health. And this was part of the sickness and a health issue. So it goes right along with marriage. The total medical bills were approximately $1,900. Each of you is ordered to pay half of the medical bills incurred. For $906 plus, each of you is ordered to pay half of the utility bills. That utility bill, which was the balance left at the home you resided in with him, you're responsible for half of that, Ms. Gideon. Okay. On the same theory, you lived there, it was the utility bill incurred during the marriage, it was left owing, you owe it. That's the order of the court, so ordered. Next time, don't tell me what you're not going to do, or any other judge.
Yes, ma'am.
You finally figured it out, though. So ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Candy Harris versus Daryl Hargrove.
He was calling a sex hotline where he was talking nasty with women on my phone.
Not true. You can always connect one-on-one for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventures.
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. Candy Harris knew her marriage was in trouble on her wedding day.
From day one, on our wedding day, when the judge asked if he would take me to heaven whole to be his lawful wedded wife, he said, I guess.
He said, I guess?
He said, I guess, rather than I do, and that hurt me.
They went ahead and got married, but Candy said things got worse when Daryl started calling adult chat lines.
He was calling a sex hotline where he was talking nasty with women on my phone.
That's not true.
Hold
on.
You can always connect one-on-one for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventures.
So why you call?
Because unfortunately, she drove me to court.
Candy asked the judge to have Daryl reimburse her for the money she'd spent on his phone bills, and the judge agreed.
The phone calls made on this particular bill are for your pleasure only.
After they left court, Daryl told Candy he still loved her and wanted to get back together. But Candy said the divorce is final, and she is moving on in her life without him.
She cheated on me several times. I mean, I sat at home stressed out of my mind. I've got hypertension. I could have suffered a major stroke because of her cheating. I was worried. She should have had to take care of the medical bills herself.
It's over. I believe my relationship is totally over with my husband.
I don't think I'll ever get married again because it's too much of a hassle. I don't know if I'm going to find the right female, to help me out, and for better or for worse, to be faithful.
I will no longer have any connection with his family except to get the paper signed.
Obviously this one couldn't keep her legs closed.